Alright, it's John. I'm going over this for my tools and equipment class over at the college, the guys who are majoring in building maintenance, either for the certificate or the degree. We're going to talk about sockets, ratchets, drives, impact wrenches. So I'm lumping all this together, and torque. So when we're talking about a ratchet or a drive, we're talking about a tool like this. Now this one's a combination, and I like to carry combination type tools. This is 3/8 and a quarter. Something like this I'll throw in my bag, and I'll throw a small socket set, something along this size. Now this is Wera, and it has its own little ratchet type drive right there. It'll take a piece, put it in, then you can drive the ratchet, and then it'll drive all the screws too. I mean, use all the bits. I really don't use this one that much other than stealing bits out of it. And there's a handle that I have. It's a small handle, and I use it occasionally. It's in one of my boxes right now. Not even sure where it is. But like if I'm trying to put any kind of torque or drive, this is what I'm doing. This size is nice because I can get into some tough, tighter places to get it to work. But if I was working on an industrial job, again, I'd carry something like this. Now this is what I got. Other guy, this is 3/8 and quarter. I'm sorry, half. This is half and 3/8. Some of the other guys, if they're in the bigger industrial stuff, they might have a 3/4 and a half if they have one of these. I like it because it has that spud wrench handle, and I can put it in and use it to pry with. I haven't been working. Only time I think I've used this in the past years, I went out to help a cousin with his tractor, and this came in handy. But when I did larger work, like at powerhouses and stuff, this was a handy tool to have. Then this is a flexible head, which are handy, depending on what you're doing. This head rotates, gives you more options. Kind of chingered this one up. I gotta probably have to shoot it with some oil here. But I actually was using this one a lot. And these are sockets. Now these are 1/4 inch sockets. 1/4 inch means the drive that goes in them. And you'll see they're not very big. Where this goes to a 1/2 inch. Goes to a 3/8, not a 1/2 inch. And these are hex head, so they're 6-sided. They're handy. I got them because I just wanted to have something I could drive if I needed to. I haven't run any. I was working on my truck and I was hoping to use this, but if you're working industrial, things like this come in handy. Torques. Hex heads with balls are extended. I have used these. I've been using these on different panels that I was working on. These are extensions. These are just smalls. These are hex bits on this one. I have other ones that have different types of bits on them. They're kind of handy to have around when I'm doing special projects. And then I talked about this. Having a kit like this is really handy. It works out very well. Now, this is a Torx. It's a handle one. It's manual. It's not digital. If you're doing breakers in a panel, you should be using a Torx lugs, to tighten lugs. So they get to what they're supposed to be, especially if you're doing some type of gear work. So I just got this little 1/4 inch one. It's when I said disconnect for somebody, and it's a Tecton. I use it very rarely, but it comes in handy and keeps it so that I'm not too far out of spec. So the next thing we're going to talk about, this is an electric ratchet. So it does Same thing as these. I got an adapter on it. It's a 3/8. I got it adapted to 1/4 inch because I use a lot of 1/4 inch when I'm working because I don't need to have anything much larger the way I currently work. Because all I do is like projects for people at their houses. Now these are impact wrenches. Depends on where you work, how you work. I got these because I use them. I use this for helping assemble some steel furniture and stuff for a person. I got these so I can work on my vehicles, but I know the guys use them out in the field in some of the industrial facilities when they're doing maintenance on equipment. So I wanted to show them they exist. Now I'm gonna put something in here that doesn't necessarily match, but it doesn't really fall in anywhere else, so I'm putting it here. So this is my impact driver, my impact drill. This is an impact wrench, and that impact wrench, impact drill. So I have a 90 I can snap onto it, and these 90s come in very handy when you're trying to get into tight places. Also, there's this extension. It bends. You can put a bit into it, get it into place. If you're in a really weird spot, you can put the 90 on it as well. I've been using these quite a bit. It's made it easier to work in some tight spots when I had to help somebody with some lighting and cabinetry. They are handy. And then you'll see that you'll have little nut drivers. These are not the same as sockets. We try to use them the same. The sockets for driving nuts, for driving bolts and nuts together. And that's it for what I got now. That's it.